It's Thursday, January 20th, 2011. I'm Kevin McShann, and this is the McShann Sports Beat Report.
Mikhail Prokhorov, owner of the New Jersey Nets, has told his team to end discussions on proposed Carmelo Anthony deal. The new owner says the deal took too long, became too expensive. The team would only make a deal if they could sign Carmelo Anthony to a contract extension. In fact, there was to be a scheduled meeting face-to-face with Prokhorov, also minority owner Jay-Z, but that has been called off. ESPN and NBA insider Chris Sheridan joins us right now. He was at the news conference, joins us on the phone. Chris, what happened?
Well, he came in and he dropped the bomb on everybody. He said he came to this decision yesterday after talking with General Manager Billy King. He said it had all been too public. It had all dragged on for too long. It was time to throw their hands up and walk away. A couple interesting things that he did say. He said there was a meeting. They were given permission to meet with Carmelo Anthony. That permission was given Monday night, and the meeting was supposed to be tomorrow. And the meeting, he said he's instructed Billy King to go ahead and cancel the meeting. And Billy said he sent a text to the Denver Nuggets right then and there saying, we're out of it. And he said he hadn't heard back from the Nuggets, but he broke off talks via text message right as Prokhorov was speaking.
Any idea, Chris, why they would do that before they had the face-to-face and maybe sell Carmelo Anthony on signing an extension, which was, kind of a prerequisite for this whole thing?
Well, they never got word that Carmelo was going to agree to do the extension with him, and that was always going to be the deal killer because the Nets weren't going to give up all these assets, lottery picks, Derek Favors, Devin Harris, unless they had a guarantee that Carmelo Anthony was going to be the centerpiece of their move into Brooklyn a year and a half from now. And they were ready to pay a steep price, but the deal kept changing. Billy King said we never did actually hammer down the actual parameters of the deal. And then Mr. Prokhorov came into town on yesterday and had the meeting with Billy King and said, okay, enough is enough. But I think the bottom line is that the Nets didn't think at the end of the day they were going to be able to sign Carmelo to the extension, and that was ultimately the deal killer.
All right, Chris, what happens now? Knicks? Who else? Is anybody else involved in this now?
Well, the Nuggets got to take another lap around the league and see if they can find a proposal out there that's better than what the Knicks are willing to offer. But the Knicks would certainly like to have him, and it's no secret that Carmelo would certainly like to play for the Knicks. And this melodrama could still play out all the way to the trade deadline if the Nuggets decide, hey, you know what? If we can get a better deal from a team that just wants to take him as a rental for the rest of the season, that's an option that's available to us, and that's an option we're going to have to explore because we're not going to be held hostage by Carmelo nor by the New York Knicks. So this thing could drag on for a while, or if the Knicks come to the plate with an offer that the Nuggets like, he could end up in New York sooner rather than later. It could go a lot of different ways, but I think right now the Nuggets are taking another lap around the league, making calls and seeing what's available to them teams that are willing to take him as a rental.
The urge that you have to fortify your roster and maximize your potential in the here and now versus your responsibility to look at and focus on the bigger picture. It's one of the greatest debates you'll ever have if you're in a position of power in professional sports. For New Jersey Nets general manager Billy King and team owner Mikhail Prokhorov, their 6-week quest to secure the services of Carmelo Anthony came to an end on Wednesday when Prokhorov pulled the plug on the Anthony deal. The proposed trade had the Nets shipping point guard Devin Harris, guards Anthony Morrow, Ben Uzo, and Quentin Ross, along with Derek Favors, the third overall pick in the 2010 NBA Draft, and swingman Stephen Graham to Denver, all in exchange for Anthony. The Nuggets were also scheduled to receive at least 2 first-round picks. As for the Nuggets, in addition to parting ways with Anthony, they were also willing to trade veteran point guard Chauncey Billups, guard Tarico White, who is currently injured, and forward Sheldon Williams. As for the Detroit Pistons, the third team who were involved in these trade talks, they would have received veteran Troy Murphy and center Johan Petro. Murphy has a $12 million contract, which is set to expire at season's end. Both Prokhorov and King met with the media on Wednesday night to discuss why they're pulling their hat out of the Carmelo Anthony sweepstakes and where the New Jersey Nets go from here.
Has taken too long. It has been played out in public, and uncertainty has been taken a toll on the players. And I believe that has cost us several games. The games our team, I believe, for sure could win during this period of time. So I think the management of the team did a great job. But there comes a time when the price is simply too expensive. I'm instructing our team to walk away from the deal. And the meeting, which was supposed to held by our management tomorrow in Denver with Carmelo, is hereby cancelled.
I don't care about going to Brooklyn or anything like that. I think about building a team. I think that's where if you've got to focus on building a team. I don't think anybody that's built a championship was worried about doing anything but building a team. Good friends with Mitch Kupchak, when Kobe wanted out, he kept Kobe. He built a team that won a championship again. When Joe Dumars built the team in Detroit, I don't think anybody was, when he signed Chauncey Billups, who'd been around, or when he signed Ben Wallace, people were saying, okay, this is championship pieces, but they did build a team with a championship. That's what you do. You try to build a team, and that's really what we're trying to do here. We've got unbelievable cap space. We've got unbelievable picks. We've got good young talent. So, it's a process, and it takes time. The one thing you don't want to do in this league is do something that makes a mistake, because it's hard to recover in this league where the CBA is.
Anthony joined the crew from NBA TV on Wednesday night following the Nuggets' win over the Oklahoma City Thunder to discuss the impact that the trade talks have had on him and how it's affected the Nuggets as a whole.
Carmelo Anthony joins us now from Denver, and you obviously heard the news from New Jersey as well, with Mikhail Prokhorov declaring that any talks with the Nuggets concerning a trade for you are now over, at least from his point of view. As you heard about these talks the last few weeks, what were you hoping the resolution would be?
At this point, I don't know, man. Until something happens, if something is going to happen, it's going to happen. Until something happens, I'm still here, man, playing basketball, doing what I got to do, and just trying to have fun throughout all of this.
No, you're right, Melo. You've done a heck of a job all year long, playing your game, bringing your hard hat. Now, until something happens, everyone's gotten healthy. You don't have Birdman back yet, but you guys are slowly but surely starting to get back to where you were a few years ago when you made a run at the Lakers. What do you think about that?
I think, since I've been here with the Denver Nuggets, that's been our snake bite. Injuries. We just want guys to be healthy, do what they got to do to get back on the court, man. And, in the last week, this is the first time that we had everybody back on the court at one time. And then now Bird is out again, so that's been out down for injuries, but everybody's getting back healthy, and you can see it in our play.
Carmelo, you talk about the health. How's the mental health? Because obviously, with all the speculation and the rhetoric that's been out there, how are your teammates handling all this? Because I got to believe it's affecting them as well.
Well, I think early on it was affecting them. Like up until last week, after one shoot around, I got everybody together myself, man. It just was letting them know, like, look, amongst everything that's going on right now, we are still here. We still have to go out there and play basketball. We still have to go win. We still have to go compete. So until something happens, let's do that. Let's play basketball. Let's have fun and get back to doing what we know how to do.
Assuming you are still there past the trade deadline, how good is this team? What kind of a seed could you guys be at the end of regulation or at the end of the regular season?
As far as seeding goes, I have no idea. We just want to get there. Once we're there, we know how hard we're going to play. We know how good of a team we can beat. So we just want to get there. It don't really matter about what seed we are.
The Carmelo Anthony soap opera has reached an intermission, at least for now. The New Jersey Nets found out that the price was just too steep, and one they weren't willing to pay to mortgage their future for one spectacular player. Despite all the publicity and notoriety Anthony could have brought to their franchise just a year and a half in advance of their move to Brooklyn, they found out that the grass wasn't always greener on the other side. With this chapter now officially closed, Anthony, the Nuggets, and the Nets can now move forward on to Plan B. The question is, what exactly is it? The logical assumption, of course, is that all of the attention will turn now to the New York Knicks. Can the Knicks come up with a pot of players that is too sweet for the Nuggets to turn away? And will Anthony get the opportunity to play for his hometown team? Those are all questions we'll all have to patiently wait for the answer. In the meantime, I must admit, personally, I find that this situation has turned into a circus of monumental proportion. With that being said, that doesn't mean that we'll all be on high alert, yours truly included, to see just exactly how this melodrama is ironed out. Kevin McShann, Sports Beat, reports.